Hi, it's Megan. So I am just back from South Korea, so there's been a little bit of a lag in shooting videos because I haven't been around, and so I'm back at it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, because I'm shooting a couple videos today, is the Illamasqua palette in Semblance. They call this a multi-facet palette eye and cheek color. And so sadly, this brand is no longer sold here in the United States, but it is sold on their UK website because it's a British company. And they recently had the most amazing sale where they had 70% off something, 60% off others, and 50% off others. This was part of the Facets collection, which came out in fall, kind of late summer, sometime in summer, fall-ish, 2014. And when I saw this, I just really wanted it, but it was really expensive. It was originally 45 pounds, which is about $75 more or less. And when I got it, it was marked down 70%, although it's still on the website marked down 50%. So there were two palettes in the collection, Aura and Semblance, and I've got Semblance. So anyway, you can order these products off the UK website. Shipping was super fast, super efficient, amazing. It's free shipping if you order about, well, they say 50 pounds, which is about $80 worth of product, but not if you order their scent or their nail polish. And I guess their nail polish is amazing, but I haven't tried it. Like I said, it's just not available that easily in the US. The brand is also sometimes on HauteLook. They were on HauteLook last week. Other than that, it's hard to get. And I've even looked on eBay, and there's not that much product on eBay. Sadly, I didn't get interested in the brand until after they had pulled out of the US. And I think part of the, I'm guessing, but it seems like there was maybe some spotty product quality. They kind of grew too fast, ran out of money, even though they were doing well. It's just one of those things. Sometimes the worst thing that can happen to a company, and I don't know if this is what happened, sometimes the worst thing that can happen is that you do grow too fast and you are too successful, because then you can't fund the product that people want. There's like a delay between manufacturing, whatever. So anyway, it comes in a box like this, and then they have those little like curved edges on a lot of their palettes, but this one comes just perfectly square. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. And it's got my fingerprints like crazy all over it. And I have it on my eyes. I felt like of the two palettes, Semblance was a little bit cooler toned. A lot of people felt like it was meant for people that had darker skin tones than Aura. I think they both work. So you get this little overlay which tells you what the products all do. And then it's a mix of their cream formulas, for lack of a better word. And I say that because I think their cream formulas are amazing. I bought a couple of other things, most of which I will do videos for, but their cream formulas are super, super, super light, feather light. It's unbelievable. Not gloppy at all. I really like the cream formulas, and they apply very lightly on the face. Not sheer exactly, but barely there. Really impressive. And powder formula. So this is what the palette looks like. So this is highlight, a blush, then there is a contour, a brow, and then 4 colors and a little brush. And I didn't go through the names, just I'll get to that in a minute, but just to show you what's in it. And then this is the brush. It's got like a little liner end and then a small shadow end. The brush is really actually amazing, given that it's a palette brush compared to a lot of the others I've tried. So I actually used it for the liner and to put shadows in my crease area. The only thing I would say is that the brush powder side is kind of small to do a lot with, and then it's got a mirror, which I won't show on camera. So this right now is about $22. No wait, it's about $36.51. It's $22.50 British pounds. And so what did I think? There are, let's see, right here, this is Gleam Cream in Mirage, and this is the highlight. So this is what it looks like. You can, it's not going to show up much on camera. I'm going to put some on. This is one of those highlighters that you can barely see. It's super, super subtle, which actually is a compliment. I feel like some of our highlighters have gotten a little too highlighter-y. They're like glittery, they're, you know, chunky, sometimes they're metallic, which doesn't really do what you want. Some people won't really see this all that much. I can really see it. I think it's a really beautiful color. It's kind of like a brownish gold, not gold, brownish, pinkish gold, rose gold kind of color. And it just applies super softly. And I would say that about a lot of the palettes. The colors are muted. What's kind of interesting about the brand is that they say it's makeup for the alter ego, and I feel like this right here is one of their more subtle, wearable, neutral offerings, which is great to like throw in your bag for every day. The powder right here, this is called Hussy, and this is quite a color. So I have it on a little darker than I would wear it if I wasn't doing the video, but if you look at it, it's like a really deep pink with almost like a little bit of a coral undertone, which I kept looking at that saying, am I sure about that? Because like I said, I thought this was the cooler toned of the palette, but it's really kind of a cooler toned coral in it. So it's just a beautiful, richly pigmented, amazing blush. And so I've got that right here on my cheeks, and you can see it really blends very beautifully as much as it's a super pigmented shade. So I was really thrilled with that. Then the contour is Hollow right there, and this I did a little contouring, kind of dotting it in the little 3. See, as I put it on, you can barely see it. It's a super light, I'll show you on my finger, it's a super light kind of taupe, cool toned again. I absolutely adore this. I think it's like the greatest thing ever. If you see me blend it in, you can barely see it, but it does actually do a beautiful job contouring. And it does have that feather light cream formula. It just blends, like melts into your skin. So right there. And it's not one of those bronzer kind of shades. It's more of a taupe shade, which is more of a contour, which we're starting to get kind of back into here in the US, where for a while I think we were doing a lot of our contour with bronzers, which works on me because I've got a warm skin tone, but it doesn't work on everyone. My one complaint about this is that it's kind of a small palette size for a contour shade, which whenever I think of face products, I think I need more of that. So I do wish it were bigger, but it just does a really beautiful soft contour job. And then I'm actually going to go here next. This is the brow shade, and I'm going to have to use this as shadow for the crease or as a liner, because it's just too dark for me in my brows. So I did mix a little tiny bit in my brows so they might look a little darker. When I was in Korea, I all of a sudden got obsessed with eyebrows. I've kind of not been doing much with my eyebrows. I stopped plucking them. I mean, I don't have a lot. Mine naturally go in a reasonable shape. I kind of should clean it up here, but I just stopped because I felt like my brows were getting over kind of ick. But now I'm back obsessed with it. So I tried this a little bit in the brow, and it almost works. It's just a touch too dark, but it's a beautiful, beautiful brown shade. And I guess from reading about the brand online, this is one of their more universal shades. But, you know, that means it's universal maybe for people that have a little bit darker coloring or eyebrows or whatever than I do. I'm going to do first the black just because it's easy. This is, I've got it lining my eyes, and it's a matte black, really deep and rich. I do not need to wet this. That's kind of one of the true tests for me of a black. Do I need to wet it to use it as a liner? And I was able to use it as a perfect, flawless, in my opinion, liner, just using their little brush and the black itself. And the shadows on me wear about 8, 9, 10 hours without a primer on me. So I'm very thrilled with that, and I don't need a primer with these, which, I don't know, increasingly I feel like almost all shadows, not all, but increasingly I feel like so many of them need a primer. These do not, and I don't have any primer on in this video. So this is just a pure black, and very deep. Then Dizzy, mauve, matte, gray, pink, purple. It's right here. And this is the color. So they add this thing they call color. So this one is the brow, then let me read it from here, not just make it up. Okay, so we've got base, define, color, and then we've got liner. So base, define, liner, and color. And so right now we're talking about this right here, which is the color. And I use this to line underneath my eyes, and then I also put it in the crease. And you kind of can use these two mid-tone shades interchangeably. I've played with them both, but I just decided to do this particular look. And again, just really rich, pigmented, beautiful shade. This is going to be kind of closer to my skin tone, but you can see how beautifully it applies just with one little swipe. And I have outdoor swatches. Anytime I do my swatches, I do one swipe. If it doesn't look good with one swipe, that's not my problem. I'm not getting paid to do these videos by the brands, so I'm being honest about what I really see. These swipe beautifully one time around. Slink is kind of a frosty champagne color, and this actually applies a lot darker than I wanted, so I was able to blend it out really beautifully. And like this. Again, you can see these really do lean a little bit cool in tone, except for Tango, which is a red and brown with kind of a satin frost finish. This right here, and this I have on my eyelids. And that's the warmest of them. And I guess I would say that that keeps the palette from going a little bit cool tone so that almost anyone can wear it. Do I agree that this was made for people with a darker complexion than Aura? Maybe, yeah, but I do think that this one's also a slightly cooler palette. So I think that's really the more important distinction in my book. So overall, I am absolutely thrilled with this. I've been kind of eyeing these, and I really couldn't justify the price because they were pricey. It's a pricey brand, especially if you're in the United States and have to pay shipping, which I did not since I got over 50 pounds worth of sale merchandise. So for me, it was a great deal, but I really actually love this palette. And frankly, I loved everything that I got from this brand. So very limited selection of items, but I just thought that it was finely milled powders. I really like the lightness of the cream formula. Not everyone will. I like the subtlety of a lot of the shades. I thought the colors were either super richly pigmented and beautiful or very subtle and flattering. And I thought of the products I tried, the quality across the board was really quite amazing. So I'm sad that these are hard to get here in the United States, but I'm really happy that they are still possible to get and that I really like them. Thanks very much. Please subscribe on YouTube. That does help me a lot. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway with some stuff from Korea. So if you see this, I'm shooting this in February 2015. If you see this kind of when I posted it and not later, check out the giveaway, which I'm going to post in the next few days.